this 24-hour challenge. Thank you, Louis.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Well, first I want to offer my sincere thanks to Andrea and all the staff and team at the Lewis Sensei, Andrea Sensei, for hosting this international event. I've only thought about half of it, but what I've seen has been very impressive, both in terms of technique, information, and the ease of sharing that everybody is doing. I think we really need that at this time.
You're a bit quiet, Luis.
Say it again?
You're a little bit quiet at the moment. You're a little bit quiet. Can you be louder?
You can't hear me?
Can hear you from there, yeah, but when you go away, you speak too quiet. Maybe your earphones are recharging.
Can you hear me okay now?
If you go away, so try again. Try again.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, from there, yes.
Maybe my AirPod's not working again. So, thank you very much, Andrea, Sensei, Lewis Sensei, and all the staff for hosting this event. I'm very honored and pleased to be able to participate and share a little bit of my Aikido and where it's going with all of you. My hope for this training that I'm going to provide for you is twofold. One is to impart a certain degree of technical information in the body-mind systems, but also to introduce some more esoteric concepts of energy work, which I think has been very helpful for me. And through my research through the years, I've been teaching and practicing some of this in my dojo. And this time of the pandemic lends itself very well to the solo exercises that everybody's doing. To go more deeply past the body, mind, physical, the subtle anatomy, and the energy that we use. So by the time you get back to your dojo, the regular level of training will be more informed and even at a higher level. Kind of the opposite of what most people think. So we'll be doing both empty hands and weapons work. So please grab a bow, Ken. Can't see any of you. There. Okay. Now I can see. Now I can see. That much better. Okay. So let's bow in. Please make sure there's enough area safe around the train. Put your focus to the side. Do a few minutes of warming up, integrating the body. Some of you, I know it's quite late, so we'll make this class not so energetic. Many of you have gone through many classes so far, so I'll try to make sure I take care of it. Let's start with our classical breathing. The breathing that I employ starts with two different directions. There's the down direction first and the up direction. We start with the down direction. Think that circle to the top. Hands come together, uniting left and right side. Come down the center channel of the body. Throat, heart, navel, groin, thighs, all the way to the ground. So we're inhaling to a count of 4. 2, 3, 4. easiest ratio to create harmony. Equal in, equal out, no retention. Just beginning to feel the upper body, lower body, central channel. Right, the hands in the mudra, namaste. This opening exercise, coming down and then up, is the direction that the fetus is formed from the crown of the head down to the tailbone. So after we come down to the earth, gather everything up to the heavens, bring it down. So in that sense, you're recreating the movement of creation itself. Now we reverse. Now the hands are out. Now we're coming down to the ground. Can I have the hands between the back of the hands to start? When it reaches to the heart, they come to the middle and come up. Inhale. On the inhale, slight back bend from the sternum, throat, crown of the head, and the eyes roll back just a little bit. Side to side. Hips in the circle. Notice when you're doing your hips in the circle how your weight goes to the inside of your arch and to the outside. Just be aware of that. Reverse. Knees. Down. Up. Down. Up. Touch with hands up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now inhale. Exhale. Hold it in the stretch position. Inhale. Exhale on the release. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale. Inhale again. Shaking. From the balls of the feet to the heel of the feet, so the heels have a slight impact into the earth itself. Let that vibration come through the whole body. Side to side. Heel the ball of the foot. Heel the ball of the foot. Circle. Twist. Inhale the sternum up, shoulders open. Elbow extends, wrist extends, finger extends. So you want this central channel to open, sternum to open, energy to come down. So the torso is pulling up, pelvis is up, sternum is in, out and down. So now you're the bridge right here. So completely open, left to right, forward, back, side to side. We're going to start with a series of Irimi Tenkan. So we're going to do 3 variations for you to teach at your dojo. They have different activities with the hand. First activity is no power in the arms at all. So your energy is situated more centrally and you're moving from the heart. So as you're coming, you have to relax your normal sense of control. Let it come back. Now a word about Irimi Tenkan. On the back step of Irimi Tenkan, 1, 2. If you let your body keep swaying back, that's fine for certain techniques, but we want to try to stabilize at the end of that back turn. Make sure the wrists are released. Next level of Irimi Tenkan is the hands are in kokyu. Hands in kokyu can do 2 different things when you're doing Irimi Tenkan. One can be a forward feeling. It stays. On the back foot, the hand is forward and stays. Or you can continue down, like you're doing Ikkyo Orowa. We'll keep the forward feeling to start. go ahead and sink all the way back to the breathing technique. 1, 2, feet continue, hands come down. This is a real yin technique, Rimi and back. Rimi, back. But I'm only showing all three because if we don't become, Saito Sensei used to say, kubetsu. If you don't know the distinction, you can't teach the distinction. So please, I always have my students practice all three forms so they become very clear of what's happening with the lower body and the upper body. Starting with Tai no Hinko. As you come into Hanmi, there's a lot of ways to offer the hand. During the time that I was Uchideshi with Saito Sensei for a year and a half, first trip, when he offered the hand, as his toes come in, he would reach with the ball of his foot and he would create a vertical circle with the back of the palm so that the fingers would come straight back into your own groin. So if you do that really directly in front, you turn, you hit yourself in the groin. So it's incumbent upon you as you step toe-to-toe with your partner and you start to bend the wrist and the weight comes down on the knees, the torso comes slightly forward so your shoulders pushing down. As you come in, you have to pull your pelvis back a little bit so there's exact vector. And then that hand stops and the other hand opens. So it opens, it doesn't push forward. The left hand opens, 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 shoulder width apart, hands are down. So that your posture is an exact replica of Ken. And for Ken posture, you should have from your tailbone to the crown of the head a little forward. So it's right in front. Hey! Ah! It's right in front of your face. What I've been doing recently with my students in classes, after we do several Tai no Hinko Kino Nagari, step, turn. We're going to do a very specific breathing practice with Tai no Hinko. Breathing has 4 stages. Inhale, retention, exhale, retention without the breathing in. In order to feel more firmly the ground energy, the earth energy, you have to let the body become still, the breath become still, and the mind become still. The easiest way to make the mind become still is to stop the chi, stop the prana from breathing. It's circulating, but the external circulation you stop. So you offer Kino Nagari, you finish your movement. At the end of your movement, continue to exhale, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and then do not breathe in. Hold the breath out for a good 1.5 seconds. As you do that, you'll feel your heart moving from the movement. You'll feel the energy building up in you, and you'll feel the urge to breathe in. This is a dynamic pranayama exercise that builds strength and power in multiple persons attack, so you can control your breath. So we do Tai no Hinko, Kino Nagari, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, with no breath. Even if you're ki-eyeing, and the ki-eye stops and you finish the ki-eye with a short ki-eye, hey! You have a choice. Normally when I ki-eye, there's a certain volume of air I have left. So you have a choice at the end of Tai no Hinko. You can go, hey! And then continue to exhale slowly till you empty your lungs. If you achieve Zanshin, Budo Shin, immovable, and then don't breathe in for a second. Then, really with control in your body, bring your awareness back to humming. Good inhale. Hey! So if you're at home doing it, you won't need to do many of it this way. You can only do a few, and you'll achieve really good quality Tai no Hinko that can have all the parts of it. Because I don't have the opportunity to do multiple positions attack, I'm always searching for ways to do more movement at home. And so I've been doing a whole series of Irimi Tenkan into the techniques. I do that in 1 direction, 2 direction, 4 direction. So we'll begin with Tai no Hinko, Kino Nagare from Irimi Tenkan. So if I'm facing the front, Tai no Hinko, hey! Tai no Hinko, hey! So do a couple like that, doing Irimi Tenkan first and then Tai no Hinko, Kino Nagare. Just do a few. Kino Nagare. Stay there longer, Andrea, you guys. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Don't breathe in. Finish the exhale. You got to force yourself to become Fudo Shin. Okay, now I want you to watch my pattern. We're going to do 4 direction. Tai no Hinko, Kino Nagare with Irimi Tenkan. So if I'm facing the front, left foot forward. Tenkan, Tai no Hinko. Tenkan, Tai no Hinko. Now the right foot does a 270-degree turn. Tenkan, Tai no Hinko. Tenkan, Tai no Hinko. I'll do it again. Going forward, Tenkan, Kino Nagare. Tenkan, Kino Nagare. Tenkan, Kino Nagare. Tenkan, Kino Nagare. Would you put the water down? Go ahead a couple times. No. Always start with the Tai no. Always start with the Tenkan. So at the end of your Tai no Hinko, the back foot will move forward. Watch me again. Back foot. 1, 2. Tenkan. Back foot. 1, 2. Tai no Hinko. Back foot. Tenkan. Back foot. Tenkan. Try again. Open the fingers wide. Open the fingers wide. Okay, shake it off for a second. So we're going to do a series of techniques that go Tenkan, all 4 directions. And we're going to go from earth, middle layer, and heaven. So we'll start with basic technique, Yakute Tori, Kokyu Ho. So for Tai no Hinko, we offer the hand, back of the hand forward. For Yakute Tori, we offer it palm up. So what does that mean, really? You're here, palm up. The feeling in your heart and hara from this to this is very different. Although we both have the feeling of saso, bringing the partner in, the act of opening the hands mimics the act of opening the heart, opening the lungs, being more receptive, more soft, more inviting. So after you bow and you exhale, energy's at your hara. As you come back up, the energy comes to your heart, but you still keep shooting energy down. So even in the standing from your ray, you're doing like Wa Sensei was, Tenshi Nage, heaven and earth. So you bow, you exhale, keep the energy in your heart, inhale, offer the hand. So when we offer the hand for Yakuje Tori Kokuho, we're stepping. You're not in harmony in this first step. Your shoulders are flush. Your hand is circling at the level of the navel. So you're coming in. They're coming to grab, cross hand grab. They grab, come in. Your hip touches their hip. Your toes turn on the ball of your foot so that your whole hip structure turns. And now, you have to have enough power in your front foot to be able to pick the hand and foot up together. So I always say 3 things move in every technique: front hand, back hand, and one of the feet. 1. Turn, settle, potential power in the front foot. As the shoulder hand comes up, navel starts to turn, the head height stays low, and then you finish it off. Now, what's most interesting about this top hand that comes into your partner is that it's about the level of your tantien. So as you start to come up and unfold, it comes from the navel, the level of the heart, level of the throat, crown, and out. When you have your hand go up through that level of sky, from earth to sky, you're going up from the Vedic system of chakras, the subtle energy centers of the body. Lam, Bam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Om. You know, when I was Uchideshi in 1987 to 1988 for a year and a half, I lived in O Sensei's room. Unbelievable, Saito Sensei did, but I lived in O Sensei's room for about 17 of those months. Last month, I slept in the dojo. Every day, I'd go into his personal library, pour through his books. Couldn't read Japanese, but I could see the diagrams. And his books were filled with Chinese texts of subtle anatomy and Indian texts of the Vedic system. So on the opening move, when the heel turns and the body settles down, you should have the feeling of Ken Kamat right here. So you're coming from opening and grounding, very firm, Fudomyo. And then at the very apex, both thighs come down. And every inch that the hand comes down, the knees have to bend a little millimeter. So it's the full body. A lot of people throw and they just bully them through with their triceps and shoulders. You want a full body connection. 1. Just like before, finish your exhale. Don't breathe in. Achieve stability in silence. Then come back. So we'll do that Kino Nagari. So for Kino Nagari, you have to use 1 breath. 1 breath only. You guys try it for a couple times, Kino Nagari. 1 breath. And remember, the end of your technique, do not breathe in. Hold that emptiness for at least 1 second. Go ahead, onegaishimasu. That's good. No, no, not katate. Yakute tori. Yakute tori. Cross hand grab. Cross hand grab. Okay, now let's try it, and you add in the extra movement of the tenkan. This makes it much more challenging and dynamic. Tenkan, back and forward. Tenkan, enter, and down. Tenkan, enter, down. Tenkan, enter, and down. See if you can do all 4 directions. Onegaishimasu. So remember, at the end of your tenkan, you have to have the feeling of saso, that front hand. So if you're doing tenkan, open. You have to extend your ki from your hara. How much time is left? How much time is left? Okay, shake it off, everybody. Shake it off. Hands up and down on the heels. So what I want you to get the principle out of this, adding tenkan to this practice. Because I've been doing this with all of my techniques for the past 2 months. I do kihon, kinonagari, then I do one direction with the tenkan, one direction, ikkyo, whatever it is. And then I do tenkan in 4 directions to build your spatial awareness. And you'll find you're going to get a lot more movement in your keiko. And your when you come back to the dojo, your ability to do movement with multiple person attacks will be enhanced. Please get your focus. So I didn't have a chance to tell my story earlier when the senseis were telling one of their favorite stories. And one of my favorite stories was Saito Shihan. We were training outside in front of the dojo. He was doing Migi no Awase, Hikari no Awase with Pat Hendricks Shihan. And he was talking about the difference between the extreme cutting and the very fierce yang energy that we use with the sword cut, the exact opposite process of saso, invitation. Now, that energy of the extreme yang cutting versus the inhale and acceptance and opening the boundaries to merge is this dynamic process that we undergo all the time cellularly with our breathing, in the cells, in the lungs, mentally, as we accept new ideas or not, socially, as we merge with other people or not, and then, even though you are part of the infinite whole, there's a degree which you shut yourself off. We all shut ourselves off and don't have that great identification of being one with the Tao all the time. But he was talking about this. And I will never forget, I still get chills when I think about it. He bowed to Pat Sensei, very regal. It was in the summertime. And he drew his sword for Ken Kamai. Now, normally, Saito Sensei always would kind of laugh and say, when you draw the sword, you have to have choko warui kimochi, means a little bit of a bad feeling. A little bit of a bad feeling means that you have a triangle energy, which is the energy of the flame. So if you have a triangle, the energy is going forward. So it's a point. So when you draw the sword, you come into Kamae, and you're facing somebody, you say only a crazy person would attack you. And then he dropped the sword 2 inches. And he had the feeling of his heart open. And right at that moment, this incredible, beautiful 2 or 3 inch wingspan dragonfly came and landed on the sword. Now, Pat Sensei and the rest of us were like really working hard not to crack up laughing. But Saito Sensei didn't miss a beat. He just looked at it, said, sort of like that. So we're going to be practicing energy movements with the sword. So let's start first with Ichi no Suburi. Kamae. Right hand, left hand, kokyuing together. Coming out of the heiso, one hand with the hook part from the navel. And as you inhale, elbows come in. As the shoulder, elbow, and wrist unfold in the spiral fashion, every inch that the bokken comes down, the hips should be coming down in this angle, the torso should be coming down in this angle, and the hips should be coming to the side. Every single inch. Do about 10 strikes without ki-eyes. Just exhale to start. Don't ki-eye, just exhale. At the end of your exhale, do not breathe in. What we're working on is Fudo Shin. I don't know if you can see, but I have one word for you, Fudo Myo over here. Fudo Myo, patron deity of the Saito Sensei family, patron deity of the Yamabushi, the mountain warrior monks. His sword has a dragon wrapped around it. The dragon wrapped around Fudo Myo's sword is representative of consciousness and energy. The dragon is the energy of the elements. It's not just the snake Kundalini, like in the Vedic system, but the dragon is equally adept being on land, water, air, and fire. O Sensei was fascinated by esoteric Shingon Buddhism as a child. He loved the Goma ceremony. And as part of the lore of the Shingon Buddhist text, there's extreme knowledge of the energy of the elements and of the chakras. In Sanskrit, the energy of the chakras for the elements are, at the first chakra, Lam, L-A-M. Second chakra, water, Vam. Lahara, third chakra, Ram. Heart chakra, air, Yam. The throat, Am, is space. So, when you wield your sword, I want you to come out of this class knowing that every time you raise the sword, it's not just body mechanics. It's not just upper body, lower body coordinated. It's not just upper body, lower body breath coordinated. It's not just upper body, lower body breath and your will and mind coordinated. When you do a wase with a partner, it's not just upper body, lower body breath, mind, and harmony with your partner, which is a wase. This goes a little deeper into the subtle anatomy of energizing that information and energy in a very tangible way, so that when you pick up your sword, you're literally picking up a representation of your own spinal column and your own chakra system. Now, we hold the sword most tightly with the little fingers, and we curl it up into the looseness. So when you're raising the sword, and you're in Kamae, and the hands are at the level of your hara, like since they always set the level of the hara, you have the energy concentrated level of the hara, but you also have the energy being pulled up and activated at the first chakra and the second chakra. So as you inhale on your opening Ichi no Saburi, you're going bum, bum, rum, yum, boom. And then you're reversing the order. Boom, yum, rum, bum, boom. I'm not going to teach you to chant the mantras when you do this. But if you learn the mantras and you learn the visualization, then at a sub-vocal level, while you're doing it, you'll have the will to raise the energy through those subtle energy parts of your body. So let's do that a few times slowly. Everybody, please have a seat where you are for a second. Have a seat where you are. Okay. Please have a sit in seiza or some comfortable position. Have a seat, please. Have a seat. Have a seat, please. Put your bokens down. I'm going to chant the mantras of the elements of the chakras for you for about 1 minute while you close your eyes and just experience the energy of the sound vibration itself. Please close your eyes. Slowly open your eyes. So I have devised a complete system of doing the Hachi, the 8-direction cut, Shihogiri 4-direction cut for each of the elements and for each of the chakras so that you can innervate your practice to a higher level. Let me explain a little bit about the 4-direction cut that we're going to do. Now, Morihiro Sensei's logo for his dojo has the 8 directions. You see? 8 directions. 8 directions. The first chakra has 4 petals. It's the earth element. Lam is the central mantra for the earth element. Lam, 4 petals. Each of the petals has Sanskrit mantra, which describes a certain vibration, which activates the earth energy. So next time, as you continue the seminar, when the teachers are talking to you and they say, ground your body, make your body feel the earth, drop your energy to the earth. What they're not telling you, they're telling you about the symbolic visualization of feeling the earth and intuitively breathing the energy of the earth up. This actually activates the energy of the earth element in each and every cell of your body, vibration. So when we do the 4-direction cut to the 4 petals of the first chakra, we're going sam, bum, sham, sam, sam, bum, sham, sam, we'll do just the Vajra mantra Lam with the 4 petals. It goes like this. So you're facing the front. I'm going to face the side so you can see me. Facing the front. Lam. 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 So what I'd like to do is, I'm going to chant Lam. After I chant Lam, you do the first cut. When I chant Lam the second time, you do the second cut. When I chant Lam the third time, you do the third cut. When I chant Lam the fourth time, you do the fourth cut. So please get in Kamai, right side forward. Nice Kamai. Inhale. After I finish the mantra, you do the first cut. Lam. 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 Again, right side forward. Before that, I want to show you 2 things about the footwork before direction cut. Saito Sensei loved to describe this when I was there. Sometimes on the cut, he does not take the front foot off the ground. He merely reaches the heel and keeps the ball and the ball. So he's going up on the balls with the feet, on the balls. Other times later, when he was older and his knees got hurt, he would pick the foot up. It's like Shomru Ikkyo. So he'd pick it up. 1, 2, 1. So he's really like Marote Dori, Kokyu Ho. So you got to be able to pick that foot up and hold it with your core muscle. So you're going Okay, you guys try on your own. Do it 3 times. Okay, good. Shake it up. If you don't have a partner at home to practice Miki no Owase, Hikari no Owase, you're practicing by yourself solo, you come into your Kamai. If you practice with a strong ki and settle your energy down, at the end of your ki, sub-vocally, sub-vocally, intone the mantra Lam. That vibration will rivet through your whole body and ground you more and put you more in touch with the unmoving strength of Fudo Myo and the stability of an unshakable stance, unshakable breath, unshakable mind, unshakable will. That's the earth element. So it's like an elephant putting its foot down at the very end of your strike. Saito Sensei was a master at that. He had all the elements, but the earth element and the fire element were kind of his strong points. He'd come into Miki no Owase. And he'd hold it. You were Uke, you had to stay there and not wiggle at all for a long time. So you don't have to do this to develop Fudo Myo, Fudo Shin. But it's just like a turbocharger to your regular practice. And this is the kind of practice that is most beneficial if you've already, we have many fine teachers teaching, you've already started to really learn and understand, start to master the Kihon basic body-mind mechanics of the sword and then the empty hands. Then when you do that, then you can get ready to go to 4-direction cut with the elements. Invoke the guardians of the 10 directions. Invoke the planets. and the subtle energies of the goddess. Now, Hendricks Shihan and I, when I was in Iwama the first time, we found the 4 protection stones that O-sensei placed with the Sanskrit mantras. On the altar here, you see the dogs, yin and yang, open, protection. So this 4-direction cut is the premier form of creating the mandala of protection around the central axis of the self between heaven and earth. So in Jungian psychology, the self manifests as the mandala of the self. In the Vedic, Tantric, Shingon Buddhism, the mandala has protections and directions and energies, and the subtle energy all teased out for you. And so I can share this has been a passion of mine for the past 35 years. And if you're interested in learning more, I'll be holding some workshops in the future. Look online. Thank you for joining me. And we have to bow out.
Come on, arigato.